have the system selected by hover tab click, now we can do this wonderful auto generate layout tool. So watch what happens. We're going to pick on here and it's going to start to provide some options. Now, what it's doing here, you'll notice, and I am in a 3D view because we could have, did this, sorry, from our 2D ceiling plan view here as well. I'm going to go back to solutions. Okay, see the line work here? I'm in solutions. If you go to a 3D view, it kind of shows you a little better view. And I do this on purpose because the reason why this is kind of going up and then back down is because of that setting we saw in our previous video about the 9-foot offset. So what we want to do here is while we're in here, we're going to go to settings. Okay, and we're going to say main, and we're going to get rid of this 9 feet. Now, we need that to be at that 1'3", so we're going to say 1 space 3, 1'3", and the branch is also going to be offset. Don't change this. Change this. 1'3". Hit OK, and all of a sudden, that ductwork is going to be at the right level. Right? It's going to do the little flex duct at the ends, but the main thing is that it's at the right level. Now we can go in here and say, okay, there's one of 4 options. So I can say, okay, they're offering us this routing option, this routing option. So it's giving us some options here. That one looks good to me. Okay, we can also go in and just say, perimeter type, and there's 5 options using the perimeter system. And then we can say intersections. So intersection, solution type, or networked. I like the network one. And that one looks good to me. I can go pick on my view cube if I want. I can try. No, the view cube gets disabled. Interesting, while I'm doing this. So while I'm in this mode, I can play different options. I did settings. You can add and remove objects to the system. Okay, but for the most part, it looks good. If you hit edit layout, what you can do then is you can actually take individual objects, and once you pick on it, you can kind of fine tune it. So you pick on here and you can do things like this. Pick on here first. Pull that out if you wanted to, and you can see that's not something I want to do. Now, can I align that using my modify tool? No, I cannot. So I have to pick on there, and I think if it'll snap back in there. So you can do back to here, generate tool. So edit is individual tweaking. If you go solutions, it actually gives you these guys. Watch what happens as soon as I say edit. This stuff disappears, and then you can go in here and, I might, for whatever reason, take this guy and pick on it once and then move it over to here. I want to keep it aligned, so I'll go back and it's going to kind of snap in there like that. So if I go back to solutions, all of a sudden I'm back into here. Notice it says custom now because I've been playing with it. That's why it says custom. If I say network, it's going to go back to the network options. Okay, so that looks good. Shift middle mouse button. Okay. Now, I'm wondering when I go back to my ceiling plan. Oh, there it is. Okay, I thought it would disappear. So we can see it. You can do this from a plan view by going back to solutions and going in here. Okay, so you don't have to be in a 3D view. But the 3D view is good because it shows you, oops, shift middle mouse. The 3D view shows you when this is off. If this is set up to be 8 feet, what happens is it's going to try to make this stuff 8 feet up. And if you go here and you change this to be 8 feet, it'll be more vivid in a 3D view. And then you'll hit finish if you don't check it, and then you're going to have this set of ductwork that's going to go in and with the flex duct and stuff. But that's really not what we wanted because that would go up into the next floor and back down again. So I hit OK anyway just to prove that we can do it. So watch what happens. I'm going to hover, tab, tab. See, tabbing now, it goes to the next connection. Hover once and then tab once, tab again, tab again, picks the whole thing. When it's all highlighted, sometimes you have to do 4 or 5 tabs, then pick. And now I can go back in and say edit the system. And I can go to select equipment, remove, properties, add and remove. I was wondering if I could reassess that, and it looks like I can still add and remove and do a bit of editing, but not what I wanted. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go to a 3D view like this. Go right here flat, just for the fun of it. And I'm going to delete. Boop. And then delete. Now there's sometimes extra little connectors and hit my properties button to turn them back on. Transitions and stuff like that that gets stuck around. So what I'm going to do is this. Watch. I'm going to do a big window box, and I'm going to use a Revit filter. It's going to let me filter my selection. So I did a selection box, and I want to remove the terminal from my selection and remove the mechanical equipment. So there's a duct fitting. There's 6 fittings and 1 piece of ductwork remaining, 7 items. So I've filtered it for those 7 items, which are blue there. You can see now I hit delete. So that allowed me to delete everything. Okay, now we'll do it again. Watch. This is still a system. Hover, tab, click. Even though the ductwork isn't there, these guys are all in the same system. Generate layout. Go to my settings. Set this back to be 1'3". Set this back to be 1'3". Hit OK. And let's go next. Next. Looks good. OK. And finish. And there's our little ductwork. Now, what happened here? Okay, I'm not sure what happened. Don't know. So maybe we have to fix that. Okay? It's too close or something. So I'm going to pick on here, and I'm going to delete that piece of ductwork, and I'm going to delete this guy. Now, you know what? I think all I need to do is pull that back. Let's try something here. Let's pick on here. I'm going to grab this grip, and I'm going to pull this guy back. I'm going to keep my shift button to make sure it goes straight. Click out. Okay, so that didn't do what I wanted. Or I thought maybe it was going to add that ductwork in. So now I'm going to take this guy and delete it. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm just doing some manual on the fly repair here. So all I've done is pulled this guy back and deleted the stuff there. And I can probably delete that little connector too. So I just have the duct and the actual diffuser itself. Now watch what happens. I'm going to pick on here. And I'm looking for the option to draw ductwork. Let's go to a floor plan instead. Okay. Pick on here. And I'm looking for an extra button that says create. There it is there, you see? Create duct. This one doesn't have that. But if I right click on this little guy, I think I can say draw duct. Okay? Or I can say draw duct placeholder, draw flex duct. That's what I want. So watch. Draw flex duct. I can either pick it off of here, which is a right click on here, or I can pick on this guy and just pick this little box, and it automatically creates a piece of ductwork for me. And I want this to be a flexible duct. Round duct, and I don't see flex duct. Escape. So I'm going to go back to this solution. Pick on here, right click, draw flex duct, and then pick here. Snap right to it. Pick. There we go. Escape. Back to my 3D view. There it is. When you draw ductwork, it automatically adds the little connectors in here. Just going to change this over to be maybe realistic, a little better effect for us. Okay, so just a little introduction to creating a little mechanical system to get us started.